tomorrow is redemption. It's the journey from what happened last season. Remember walking out of SoFi Stadium and how you felt and how you thought we may not get back to this point next season. You didn't know if you would. You had a new quarterback taking the reins.
Keep going.
Quarterback gets hurt in week 2. You go back to old, reliable Jimmy Garoppolo, and all of a sudden, you got Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy, is he ready? Is Deebo Samuel ready? Is this 49er fan base ready for another freaking journey into January? Hopefully that ends in February. What's up, everybody? Morning Roast here on the Frisco Friday. It's Niner Hawks, man.
You brought up
what else can we
redemption?
say?
Guess what I'm putting on? Because I wanted to wear the sweatshirt for my boy Michi.
By the way, can I say something about the sweatshirt?
Yeah.
The thing is dipped in sauce.
This is one of the hardest sweatshirts I've ever seen.
The thing is what?
Michi L Customs on IG.
Now, let me see the logos on the side.
Bro, it's bedazzled. I don't even.
I mean, you got Bang Bang Niner Gang.
Got Bang Bang,
you got
Niner
Super
for
Bowl.
life.
You got Super Bowl patches. You got glitter all
Look
over
at the
it.
old school
It's shiny.
logo.
I love the old school logo.
Come on,
Bang
bro.
Bang
Look
old
at
school.
that.
You got the Super Bowl patches. By the way, Super Bowl patches, custom Super Bowl logos. We need those back.
Yes.
We need those back.
Yeah, individualized. Okay, you brought up redemption.
I did.
After I take this sweatshirt, because I'm already sweating right through it.
Yeah, you're too.
You know I'm wearing it. Let's go. You know I'm wearing it. I'll never forget the moment his career ended, basically, which is sad, even though I got so much respect for him. On that play, where Seahawks fans were throwing things at my man. One of the greatest individual defensive seasons I've ever seen. This guy gave his heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears as I throw up a 53 Navarro Bowman jersey. You talk about redemption? I don't know, I'm not saying the fans should do it. I'm talking about I want to win so bad to redeem that loss in the NFC Championship
and
game.
You know what? And I don't know if it does, because that was a trip to the Super Bowl. This will be a trip to the second round. But it will alleviate the pain that we all felt that night in 2014 in January when the Seahawks beat the 49ers on that tip pass by Richard Sherman. But when you think back to how last season ended, Shasky, January 30th is when we walked out of SoFi Stadium. Heads were bowed. It was a long walk back to the car. You're thinking to yourself, how the hell did they lose that football game? How did that day end the way it did? When you think about the Mafia breakfast, you think about the way to the stadium, you think about the tailgating, you think about the crowd roaring when Cincinnati beat Kansas City right before the game.
It was
the
incredible.
Niners came out of there. It was 50-50.
My dad eating all of our chicken nuggets.
I mean, it was unbelievable. In that moment, it felt like, are the Niners ever going to get over the hump? Well, as we start this next journey through the postseason, because the playoffs are here, we're not talking about who's quarterbacking next season.
I don't care.
We're not talking about who's traded in the offseason. I don't give a damn what the Bears are going to do with the number 1 pick. I don't care. I am locked in on 1:35 kickoff at Levi Stadium. And by the way, Vern Glenn, KPIX, sent out the photo yesterday, and I stared at it for about 5 minutes. The red paint in the end zone with that field. That field looked better than a Rose Bowl at Levi Stadium. That turf, it looks so damn good, Jasky.
Full disclosure, the old school logo, like this helmet, you see this helmet.
Yeah.
I love this. I think this should be the middle of the field,
agree.
me personally.
I agree.
And I think the SF logo, as much as I like the one that has a little bit of gold in it, I prefer the one that you have right now with just the black outline.
Just the black outline.
No gold in it. I also love, and this is going to sound really weird, you guys, I love 2 logos that I don't think a lot of people do. Forget the shield, the NFL shield. I love the NFC logo.
Oh, yeah. It's classic.
The other one I really like, the National League logo in baseball.
Okay.
I live for that one. I don't know why.
I love how in the NFC and the NFC playoffs you get that N logo, that NFC logo in the end zone with the stars inside the end.
Yes.
And the AFC's got their stars.
Yes.
They've got their red logo.
Yes.
I love that on the football field. I used to love the NFL logo at midfield, but I love the Niners helmet, or now they have the SF there. I would rather them go back to the helmet with the two-bar face mask, just like that.
Yep.
Just like that at the 50-yard line.
I'm with you.
And you get the NFC. Sometimes you would have the NFC logo at each 35-yard line right there. You know what I'm talking about?
You.
So anyway, we're fired up here. 888-957-9570. We're gonna have our keys to the game. We're gonna get a weather report, and we're gonna just talk this out. How are the Niners gonna do this? Is this the start of a Super Bowl run? Because Shasky, when 135 kicks off tomorrow, we don't want to see this team lose until next season.
Can I ask a question?
What's that?
Sincerely, in the last, let's say, since Bill Walsh retired.
Yep.
Bochy, Kerr, I mean, these guys are legends. One's a 3-time World Series champion. One's a 4-time NBA champion. Why do I feel like we might elevate Shanahan above all of them if he wins 1 Super Bowl?
Above Seifert?
No. I'm saying since Walsh retired, since Walsh, I do think he might get elevated because of what Seifert inherited. I think the average fan might say, hey, that first one, I don't know.
That was Bill Walsh's Super Bowl.
Right? Which I don't believe is fair. I don't think that's fair. I think that's disrespectful to Seifert. I hold Seifert in high regard.
Right.
And I just feel like even one Super Bowl might elevate him, which is crazy to say. And I'm not disrespecting Bochy because, Bochy's my guy. I love Boch so much. And I know there's other coaches we could throw in there. Harbaugh did a great job. Dusty was awesome. Like, there's been a lot of great guys. One Super Bowl, he started from nothing. And I think part of the lure of Bill Walsh, part of the lore, is that the team was so bad that he inherited. And he put his imprint on it on every single roster spot. One Super Bowl trip, and maybe I'm being hyperbolic, I think it catapults him right into the conversation.
So I think he's right there behind Seifert if he wins one Super Bowl. Right there. And there's a conversation to be had whether or not you put him above Seifert. I can listen to that.
I'll listen to
that. Just sticking with the 49ers. In Bay Area lore, would you catapult him above Don Nelson?
I think you do.
Would you do that? Would you catapult him above Dusty Baker?
I mean, we haven't even brought up Tony La Russa, right?
Yeah, Tony La Russa.
La Russa was awesome. He went to 3 straight World Series.
So...
But again, I'm trying to go the last, since Bill Walsh retired, so like you'll say 88, 89, the last 30, 35 years, Again, that's how important I think that this is for him. I really do. There's always this with Harbaugh, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But. And for Shanahan, I truly want him to erase the but. And if he did it with... If he did it with Brock.
You
want to talk about legendary.
If he did it with Brock.
But you got to win this weekend.
Shanahan could have 3 straight losing seasons.
Oh.
And I would still say he's not on the hot seat.
Yeah.
That's how much it would mean if he won the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. I mean, I still can't believe Doug Peterson got pushed out. And I know he got in a fight with the owner. Right.
But thinking about what he did and now seeing what he's doing with Jacksonville, I think a lot of people are going to have buyer's remorse if they ever move off of someone like a Doug Peterson who did what he did when he did it with that quarterback, who we all saw was mediocre.
Yep, no doubt. So, we could talk about legendary stuff. We got to get through Seahawks.
I know.
We got to get through the Seahawks. I know,
I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's the wild card round. There's a long way to go before we start talking about Glendale, Arizona. Glendale, Arizona is a long, long, long way away. And we know this. We were at the NFC Championship game at SoFi Stadium. And it felt like the Super Bowl was so close yet so far. And we know how the last 7 minutes of that game played out. So how do you not make that same mistake? How do you not make sure that doesn't happen tomorrow in the elements against Pete Carroll or DK Metcalf? What does Shanahan have to do? Number one, I think he'll have this team ready to play. His script has to be on point, which means early on in that football game against Seattle with Brock Purdy, you bring up Brock Purdy, Shasky, safe throws, screen passes, play action pass, get him out on the open, get him out on the perimeter, dump offs. I don't need him doing too much in his first ever playoff game, Shasky. So that's on Shanahan. Ease the young man in out of Iowa State into this football game, and make sure you ride to McCaffrey's, make sure you ride to Eli Mitchell's. You implement a jet sweep with Deebo Samuel to get him involved in the game plan, but keep Brock safe early and often and let him settle into the game.
The close games the Niners have had this year, the opponent has not allowed the 49ers to out-hit them early in the game. And I look at like the Raider game, even the Seahawk game up in Seattle. It felt like an equal punishment game in terms of point of attack. Yep. The Niners didn't have a dramatic edge until later on in the game with their defensive line. They cannot get out hit in this game. I know that sounds so basic.
And I don't think they will.
Tackling. No, but like playoff games, these guys throw their bodies around. We know almost in the first quarter, we all do the same thing every year. Yep. First playoff game, oh, that's right. That's right. It's a whole nother level of physicality.
Right.
That's right. I forgot.
And they're going to be ready to roll. They got beat by the Niners twice. They've had to hear about it all year long.
That's what I'm saying.
They had to hear all week long how they're 9.5, 10-point underdogs, right? And they're going to come down here saying, that was a 7-3 football game on Thursday Night Football in Week 13. Quandre Diggs catches that interception. It's maybe a 7-6 game. It could be a 10-7 game in favor of the Seahawks. Instead, he drops the interception. Niners punt the football. Guess what happens? They fumble. Niners pick it up. They score. They're up 14-3 at halftime. That was a big-time swing in that football game. It swung the game towards the Niners.
And we really wouldn't know what Brock's reaction to something that devastating would be. I mean, we all assume, he'll just bounce back. You never know. Sometimes you have a bad game, and one play leads to another bad play, which leads to another one, and then you're really chasing and trying to do too much. Like, we just don't know how guys respond.
And that was his first ever road game.
I know.
So that's a good point about him not, it's 7-3, it's 10-7. All of a sudden, Lumen Field is rocking. They're saying, you know what, we could upset these guys. And all of a sudden, there's more pressure on that Raider game later down the line. So I'm looking at Shanahan to set the tone in this game. Keep Brock safe passes, run the football, stick to who you are, and lean on this defense early on because Brock is still a rookie, and we just don't know how he's going to respond. We don't know. So
I'm driving down the street, and JW, who's on YouTube here, I'm coming out of the O Club, coming down Jones Street, and I don't know if you ever, Jones is pretty wild.
I used to walk through the TL every day
it's
after
pretty
work.
wild. And so there's a lot of action going on, and my head's on a swivel. And so Jay says what's up to me, give me the two fingers up, like salute. And I look over, and I had no idea if he was, yelling at someone across the street, yelling at me. So Jay, thank you for listening. A loyal listener, watcher on YouTube. Guys, smash that like button. We got to get to 20K. Can we get to 20K this morning?
20K.
We're very close.
Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Twitch. Jay? Shout out to the Xfinity mobile text line as we're here on the Frisco Friday. Kickoff is a little over 31 hours away. Just a little over 31 hours away, and I can't wait. I can't believe it's too. I'm counting.
And are you looking at the weather app like I am?
No, I don't even care anymore. If it's going to rain, let it rain. If it's not going to rain, then let's play football.
I can't stand the rain.
The fit's already out. There's sweatpants going on.
Are you going to wear the Missy Elliott?
I'm wearing sweats. All right, I'm wearing a little jersey. Oh, I wear sweats to a
golf
game.
Rain pants.
Oh, dude, I wear sweats all the time. I love sweats at a football game. I got to be comfortable. And I'm going to be comfortable tomorrow, whether it's raining, whether lightning's going to be striking. I don't give a damn if it's going to snow. I'm just ready for playoff football.
You got your cutters?
No cutters.
I'm wearing my North Face gloves.
Hands would be in the pocket. Chilling.
My fingers got to be warm, bro.
Yeah, no, I got to have them in the pocket, and I got to feel the phone when I bring it out. I got to feel things. I got to feel the food.
Well, that's why you got to get the E-tip fingers.
Yeah, I didn't like those. I had those back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
They didn't do them for me.
Well, the modern ones are a little better.
No, I had the North Face modern ones about 4 years ago. I used to rock them every day. They were all right. They're all right. They're a little overrated.
I'm so ready for tomorrow.
But I'm ready for tomorrow.
God, I can't wait.
And here's the other key. Number 57, Drake Greenlaw. You brought him up.
Oh, he's got to be
He's back on the field. He's back on the practice field. He's a full go. Yeah. He's ready to roll. They've got to set the tone. You got to let Geno Smith.
Yes.
You have to let Kenneth Walker III know because they think they have a puncher's chance. DK Metcalf wants revenge against Travarius Ward for getting shut down on that Thursday night football game. They're going to come out and they're going to empty the playbook. And one thing is, these opponents on the first drive, we've seen over the last month, they go right down the football field against this defense. I'm a little worried about that.
You know what? One thing that I haven't heard anyone bring up, and it's something I've been thinking about. We know Niners offense is loaded. What can do in an offense in a playoff game? Immediate interior pressure up the middle. It's Brock's first game in a playoff. How will he respond? What about Burford? What about Brunskill? What about Banks? I don't even know if he's going to be able to play. I think it sounds like he'll be able to play. What about Brunskill? Like, how are those guys going to perform in a game like this? These are very young players, and a lot of, I know it's Brock. What about the middle of that offensive line, which going into this year, we were all like, I don't know. They played great all year. I'm just saying, this is a big step forward for a lot of these guys.
Banks being around the team last year, I know he didn't play, and playing helps a lot more than just watching.
Yes.
But being around it, I think helps a little bit.
I do too. I think that we're kind of sleeping on, that middle of that O-line is very young.
Well, Mike McGlinchey on the edge concerns me more than anything.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm not – I haven't said Burford's name all season. Why? Because he's played good football.
He's played great.
Brindle, he's played some damn good football. You have to give it up to Jake Brindle. He's played damn good football.
Me and Sam were we watched him and we're like, oh, that's the weak link on the Niners. Yeah. This is in training camp. And now I'm like, no, I was wrong.
And now you go back to Mexico City, you see him blocking down the field 50 yards. 50 yards down the field, he's making a block on the touchdown run by Deebo Samuel. Jake Brindle's been great. Banks, it's been solid. When he got hurt, we all said, oh, man.
I know.
Oh, that's a big blow.
I know, which is crazy.
So
he was a huge question mark.
I look at Mike McGlinchey saying, can you just do your job? Can you do your job? Can you block?
Who's the X factor on offense or defense, Niner fans?
I'll let you know on the other side.